Hi guys, welcome to Learn Tech from Zero. Today we will be covering further CCNA topic. So let's start with today's topic, which is PoE. With this, we will be finishing 1.1 section. Alright, let's begin with PoE. Today we will try to cover as much information as possible in a quick short period of time, and we will not try to make it too long because PoE is something that you don't need to know too much in details. All right, so what is PoE? PoE is power over Ethernet. Power over Ethernet. It is a technology that allows electrical power to be transmitted along with data over a single Ethernet cable, such as Cat5, Cat6, etc. In other words, the same Ethernet cable that carries network data to a device can also supply electrical power to the device. That eliminates the need for a separate power adapter or electrical outlet near the device. So, in simple terms, PoE is basically you have devices such as VoIP telephone, like IP telephone access points, to provide wireless internet connection in large areas. You have IP cameras, you have IoT devices. We have covered all of them. So if you're confused, just watch our other videos. So there are devices that you can give them power over an Ethernet cable, which is this one. So normally you need cat 5e or higher to give to provide PoE to those devices. Like for example, you might have a VoIP telephone, and if you want to connect it to the internet without connecting, and also to give it the power, the electricity, you don't necessarily need to connect it to a power outlet. You can give the electricity from a PoE port. So I'll just show you. So for example, this is a small switch. It's just an unmanaged, it's not an enterprise level switch, so it's like a home environment, small business environment switch. You can see that it's clearly indicated port 1, 2, 3, 4. They are PoE enabled, so which means if you connect cat 5e or higher standard cables from any of these ports, and if you plug it to the telephone or access points, IP cameras, or devices that has PoE enabled in it, they should be able to turn on and start working without directly connecting it to the power socket. So this is how it works. So with this standard, so with this PoE technology, with the same cable, you can provide data and electricity. So which means if you have a telephone which is connected, a VoIP telephone, IP telephone, which is connected using Cat 5e, Cat 6, what will happen is it will get the electricity. So let me just show you. So normally they have 8 wires. So two wires, two of them are for transmitting, sending data, two of them for receiving data, and then you have 4 wires left. And basically within those 4 wires, the electricity will be passed over to those PoE devices. So this is how they get the electricity on the spare wires, the ones that are not in use, and then you have other 4 wires for sending and receiving data. So this is how it works. All right, let's just see what's the next thing that we need to cover. All right, so why PoE is used in networking. In many environments, some devices are installed in areas where providing both network connectivity and electrical power is inconvenient. So yes, it saves you money, and it also saves time. So you don't necessarily have to connect it to a power outlet. You can, those low power devices, you can give them the electricity, the power, as well as the connection, the internet connection, using just one technology, PoE, over the Ethernet cable. All right. Okay, let's just what's the next standard? So there are, you need to understand. So I've explained to you DC power, unused pairs, and etc. So it's basically when sorry when you are using two wires to send data, two wires to receive data, and you will be using the rest of the wires to transmit electricity. All right. So next one is PSE and PD. So what's PSE and what PD? Power sourcing equipment, the device that provides power into the Ethernet cable, and PD is power device. So you need to understand what PSE and PD is. PSE means power sourcing equipment, and PD. So PSE is the device that gives electricity. So this is a PSE, and then and this is hold on a second, and these are PD. So a telephone that receives the power is PD, powered device, and the one that provides the electricity to those devices are called PSE, power sourcing equipment. That's it, very simple. So there are types of PoE devices: and span, PoE switch, or mid-span, PoE injector. So what and span is, PoE switch is basically, this is a PoE switch. So you can give these are the types of PoE devices that can give the electricity to PoE devices. So this is a and span device. So this one will give power through this PoE port. And then what's mid-span is, let's say you don't have any PoE ports. Let's say you need to give PoE from one of these ports, but it doesn't have PoE enabled in it, so it will not be able to provide electricity from to those devices through this port. So what you will need is, you will need is a PoE injector, which looks like this. So you connect that PoE injector to one of these port. So and then so basically you connect this PoE injector to one of those ports, and then you connect it through this one LAN, and then you connect the PoE devices to this PoE port, and then it will those devices will receive electricity. So you need a PoE injector, which is a mid-span type of PoE device. So it's a mid-span which gives electricity, or which enables PoE technology to the ports which doesn't even have PoE enabled in them. All right, what's the next one? Standards, IEE standards. You don't need to know too much in details. You just need to remember 802.3AF, 802.3AT, and BT. These are the standards that PoE devices follow. The PoE devices means PSE follows and PD follows. PSE is the devices that gives PoE electricity. PD ones that receives the PoE electricity, the power. So what are in standards? So standards are basically those those devices, like for example this switch, and those telephones, and then cameras and IoT. They need to follow those standards. So all these PoE devices, they will either be 802 sorry, AF, AT, or BT standards. So they will follow any of the standards. So the reason we have standards is that they can understand each other. So the companies, the manufacturers, the companies who make devices, those switches, and then you have those telephones, cameras, etc. So they can communicate with each other. So they can understand each other. So that's why we have standard. So these are the standards that PoE devices follow. So you don't need to know too much in details. Just need to know what are the standards they normally follow. And these are a bit of extra information. You don't this is, if you're curious and if you want to learn more about PoE, like how the negotiation works, like how devices enable connection between them with the negotiation process, you can go ahead and learn them. But this is something that you don't need to know for the CCNA exam in details, but this is really good for curious students who want to know beyond. And so I've got the classes, the voltage level, and etc. And also at the end, we also have PoE commands that you can search on a switch or a router to find out which ports have PoE. This is something that we will show you in the future when we do lab, when we do the configurations. So you don't need to worry about it too much. And then at the end, what you can do is we have quiz, so there will be 10 questions. So if you want to practice your knowledge on PoE, go through the whole theoretical explanation, and then at the end, if you can answer all these 10 questions, you will be ready for the PoE topic. So we have questions for every single topic, and if you can answer all of those questions, you are basically ready for CCNA exam. So that's it for now. If you want to learn more about it, you can just go to learntechfromzero.com. I'll just close some of the tabs so that I can quickly show you. Just one second. Still not showing up, but it's Learn Tech from Zero. I'll just close everything and then it's just going to show up. So still not showing up. But yeah, if you want to learn anything, just go to Learn Tech from Zero. And if you have any questions, just leave a message or a comment, and I will definitely get back to you. So thank you for your time, and I will see you next time.